Hello children, I'm back again. Children, we had started and we had done halfway through the lesson number 4, India Physical Features. Let us give a quick recap to what we had done earlier. Children, India is blessed with 6 physical features. And which are they? The northern mountains we had done. Northern mountains are on top, children, and they are having the Himalayas. Himalaya means home of snow. In the Himalayan range, there is the highest peak of the mountain called the Mount Everest. The second highest peak is the Kanchenjunga, which is in India. Alright children? Northern followed by the northern plains. The northern mountains are followed by the northern plains, which are very, very fertile. Why are they fertile, children? Because they get ample of water from the rivers which flow from the mountains, children. They never dry up because they have water. The ice melts and the snow melts and the water comes down to the plains along with very fine soil, which is called the silt. Yes, children, that makes agriculture in abundance in the northern plains, and large number of people are staying there and growing many crops, okay, over there. Then children, the Great Indian Desert is in the northwest of India, which occupies a large portion of Rajasthan. This area gets very little rainfall and there is very little plantation because the soil is sandy. Right? The climate conditions are so difficult that very less people are there and less crops are grown there, and it becomes very hot in summers and it is very, very cold in winters. Now children, you will say how it becomes very hot. Because the sand, children, it's a very good conductor of heat. It gets heated up very, very fast. And on the contrary, when it becomes cold, sand gets cooler also very fast. Okay children, that is why it has extreme climate. Then children, today we are going to study and begin with the 4th point, the Peninsula Plateau. As I had shown you on the map here, once again you can see, children, India, the triangle portion here marked in red is the Peninsula region. This has a Peninsula Plateau which is triangular in shape. Children, peninsula, as you all know, is an area surrounded by water on 3 sides. And this plateau happens to be in triangular shape in this region. It covers nearly the whole of the peninsula area. Alright children? Here the land is rocky and it has lots of hills. Alright children? Then next is the coastal plains. The coastal plains, children, marked in pink, as you all can see here on this map. They are marked around the southern portion of India. These are the coastal plains. Okay children, they are surrounded by water. They are eastern coastal plains and western coastal plains. Right children? Then, lastly are the islands. As you all know, island is a land surrounded by water on all the sides. Alright children? And islands are very beautiful. There are 2 groups of islands which are a part of our Indian country. Okay? And what are they? You have the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which are in the Bay of Bengal, and you have the Lakshadweep Islands, which are in the Arabian Sea. Correct children? These islands have got huge and large amount of beaches, plus they have got hills. The climate here is warm and humid. They are a part of tourist destination. Many tourists come and visit these islands. Okay. So children, here I finish explaining you the other 3 points. And now children, we will be doing the back exercises. Alright children? But before that, let us give a reading to the lesson. All right. Children, put your fingers on page number 215 and let's start to read. Read after me. Okay. Let's start. When Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian to go to space, saw our country from space, he said, "Sare jahan se acha," the best in the world. What would you have said if you would have been in his place? Let's read India's some facts. India is the 7th largest country in the world. India is the part of the continent of Asia. India is situated in the northern hemisphere. The Indian Ocean lies in the south, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Arabian Sea in the west. In the northern part lies the great mountain range, the Himalayas. India is a peninsula because it is surrounded by water on 3 sides. Physical features. India has different physical features or landforms. It can be divided into 6 natural regions. Which are the 6? The northern mountains, the northern plains, the Great Indian Desert, the Indian Peninsula Plateau, the coastal plains, and the islands. Okay? The northern mountains. The northern part of India has a series of big mountains called the Northern Mountains. The mighty Himalayas are a part of the northern mountains. Himalaya means home of snow. Most of the peaks in the Himalayan range are covered with snow and ice throughout the year. The Himalayas have some of the highest peaks in the world. Mount Everest is the highest peak that lies in Nepal. In India, the highest peak of the Himalayas is the Kanchenjunga. Okay, children? Now, let's check. Right there, important. India lies in the dash hemisphere. There are dots there. Please write down. Northern hemisphere. Northern. There are dots there. Write down northern and write there important. This can be asked in the exam. In which hemisphere does India lie? It lies in the northern hemisphere. Features. Upper region are very cold, so there is no vegetation. Children, in the Himalayan region or in the mountains, we cannot grow anything. You all know, because there's lot of snow there. There is no soil to be seen, so there is no plantation. All right, children. Melting snow and ice give rise to many rivers. Rivers like the Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, and Yamuna, etc. They arise from the mountains. Rivers have water throughout the year. The mountains act as a natural barrier that prevent cold winds from entering India. Children, they act as a natural wall. Okay? They do not let our monsoon winds pass through India into Asia, and it doesn't let the other Central Asian winds, cold winds come into India. So they act as a natural wall or a natural barrier, even with our neighboring countries. We are so blessed because of the Himalayas, children. Our country is secured. Nobody can enter, nobody can dare to have a war with us, because we have got these huge Himalayas. They can't climb up so high. Okay, so we are blessed. Our country is really blessed. Lower range of the Himalayan is known as the foothills. Thick vegetations and forests are there. Many animals such as tigers, elephants, rhinos, etc. are a home. Okay, in the foothills of the Himalayas, animals also stay. Alright, come to the next page, 217, children. Interesting. It's interesting, right there, important. That part is important. Okay, the Himalayas have the world's highest snow-bound peaks. There are 3 ranges in the Himalayas that run parallel to each other. Children, what do you mean by parallel? Parallel means they run at a same distance, one after the other. Okay, there are 3 ranges: the Greater Himalayas or the Himadri, the Middle Himalayas or the Himachal, and the Outer Himalayas or the Shivalik. A question can come, give the another name for the Outer Himalayas. So it is Shivalik. Alright, like that the question can come, so write there important. Northern plains. The northern plains lie below the northern mountains. The main rivers that flow through this region are Satluj, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra. Being fed by the snow and ice of the mountains, these rivers always have water in them. Alright children, because they get the water from the snow that melts slowly from the mountains. Okay, now here let's check. The highest peak in India is called the Mount Everest. The highest peak in India is Mount Everest? False. The highest peak, Mount Everest, is in Nepal. Alright? It is not in India. And Nepal is not a part of India. Alright children? Now, features. Soil is rich with deposit of silt brought down by the Himalayan rivers. One of the largest and the most fertile plains in the world. Children, our northern plains are the most fertile and they are the largest plains in the world. Can you imagine how productive we are? Okay, variety of crops are grown here. Lots and different types of crops are grown in this area. A large number of people live here as the land is flat. Land is flat, climate is good, lot of cultivation is done there, lot of population is there in the northern plains. Okay. Hot in summers and cold in winters. The climate is also hot in summers and cold in winters. The Great Indian Desert. The Great Indian Desert is a part of India, has a vast stretch of land. Alright children, covering with sand. Such areas are called deserts. This area in India is known as the Thar Desert or the Great Indian Desert. Children, a question can come. What is another name for the Great Indian Desert? It is the Thar Desert. Or what is Thar Desert called? The Great Indian Desert. There are two names for the same place. Alright children? It occupies a large area of Rajasthan. This desert happens to be in Rajasthan. Features. Receives very little rainfall, dry and not many plants and trees grow there. Summers are very hot and winters are very harsh and cold. What do you mean by harsh? They are very severe, very difficult to survive there in winters. It's very, very cold. Camel carries people and goods from one place to another. Now children, it's interesting. Again right there, very important. This part is also very important. The Gangetic Plains is known as the food bowl of India. Food bowl of India, why? Because lots of crops are grown there. Okay children? This region produces a variety of crops and food grains. Lots of food grains and different types of crops are grown in this area. That is why the Gangetic Plain is called the food bowl of India. The Peninsula Plateau. The Peninsula Plateau covers a large part of India. Alright children, as you have all seen, it nearly covers the southern peninsula region, the Peninsula Plateau, and it is triangular in shape. It is triangular in shape. It is called the Peninsula Plateau because it covers almost the whole of Peninsula India. Yes children? Features. Bordered by the Bay of Bengal in the east, Arabian Sea in the west, and Indian Ocean in the south. The land is rocky and hard. Many hill ranges are present. On the east, Eastern Ghats are there. On the west, Western Ghats are there. Rivers such as Narmada, Tapi, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. These rivers flowed through the plateau region, the southern plateau region. Okay. Rivers are rain-fed and little water is there in insufficient rainfall. Now children, the rivers in the southern part of India are rain-fed rivers. If it does not rain, these rivers dry up. They become like small lakes or small tricklets. They do not have lots of water. They depend on rainwater. Alright children, but in the northern region, the rivers never dry up because constantly the rivers keep getting flow of water because of the snow that melts from the mountains. Alright children? Now coastal plains. The narrow strip of low flat land and are situated next to the sea on either sides of the Peninsula Plateau are called the coastal plains. Right children? Now let's check. Right there, important again, the Himalayas rivers bring rich deposits of. What do they bring rich deposits of? Silt. Write silt in the dash. Alright, the second one is the Thar Desert occupies a large area of Maharashtra. Is it true or false? It is false, children. It occupies a large area of Rajasthan, not Maharashtra. So that is false. Okay. Next page 219. The coastal plains that lie between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal are known as the Eastern Coastal Plains, and the ones that lie between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea are known as the Western Coastal Plains. Alright children, their features. The Eastern Coastal Plains are bordered with Western Coastal Plains. The coastal plains are rich in minerals. They have neither too hot or not too cold climate. Alright children, the climate is moderate. It's not too hot, not too cold, because they are near the water. The islands. Our country has two groups of islands. As I have told you earlier, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands. Features. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are in the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Lakshadweep Islands are in the Arabian Sea in the west. The climate is humid and warm. There are low hills and beaches which are popular tourist destinations. Correct children? Here we finish off with the reading of the lesson children. Now next we will be doing on the next page, let's recall. There are 6 points, let us quickly recall them. The physical features of India are as following. The northern mountains, the northern plains, the Great Indian Desert, the Peninsula Plateau, the coastal plains and the islands. Correct? Let's answer. Match the following children. Now you have to match. Okay. There are 2 columns made. Food bowl of India. A, B, C and D. Food bowl of India. Correct? What is the food bowl of India, children? Gangetic Plains. That is at number 3. 1, 2 and 3. The Gangetic Plains. Please join this with this. Alright children? Sorry. Gangetic Plains. Alright children? The Tapi Peninsula Plateau. The second one is the Tapi. And this you have to join with number 4. The Peninsula. The Peninsula Plateau. Plateau. Correct. Third one is the Lakshadweep. H-A-D-W-A-E-P. The Lakshadweep. The Lakshadweep are the islands. Join with the second one. Lakshadweep Island. Then Kanchenjunga. You will join this with the first one. And what is that? Highest mountain peak in India. Highest mountain peak in India. All right? Correct, children? Then number 2 is choose the correct answer. India is the dash largest country in the world. 3rd, 5th or 7th? Children, it's the 7th. Write down in the first blank, 7th. India is the 7th largest country in the world. The Arabian Sea lies to the dash of India. Which side is the Arabian Sea? North, east or west? Children, it's in the west. Write down west. in the blank. Okay, children? Then, thick vegetation is found in the dash of Himalayas. Foothills, upper regions, Mount Everest. Children, foothills of Himalayas. Foothills of Himalayas. Then number 4. The eastern coastal plain is along the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea or Indian Ocean. It is along the Bay of Bengal. Capital B, Bay of, and capital B again for Bengal. Alright, children. Now, here we finish off with the back exercises. 2 question answers. We will do it orally, which I will send you on WhatsApp. Name the rivers of the Peninsula Plateau. The rivers of the Peninsula Plateau are the Narmada, Tapti, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Alright, children? Name the 2 group of islands and where they are. The 2 group of islands are the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are in the Bay of Bengal and the Lakshadweep Islands are in the Arabian Sea. Correct, children? Children, I hope you've understood the lesson and you've understood it. Any doubts, you can ask me on WhatsApp group. If you have any doubts or any clarifications you need to be answered to, I'm always available, children. All the best. Meet you next time. Thank you, children.